I opened my WhatsApp. I saw all these messages. This moment, I was like really proud. I was really proud. Oh no, I cannot.
Copyright's yours, don't worry.
I can't pitch it to pitch it to you guys behind the scenes, but not right now. No, I cannot. It's a white lie, as I mentioned earlier. So why not?
I like this tagline. I feel like, hi, I'm Rayana. I'm gonna hear it somewhere else in a couple of years.
Yeah.
Hi everyone, welcome to Diaries. Today we're very fortunate to be joined by Rayana Masri, the rising star of BPG, as she was recently crowned, and someone who's also nominated for a UAE scholarship in 2025 that I'm trying to understand, and she will explain to us. Thank you so much for being here with us.
Thank you, Anas. Thank you so much for the introduction. I'm really glad that I'm here. Obviously, I've seen your podcast. You guys are doing amazing. You guys have been interviewing great guests. Yesterday, I've been scrolling through all the guests that you have basically interviewed in the past few months, and it's very impressive.
Oh, which one did you find fascinating?
The one with Tala.
You've been doing some really impressive stuff.
Thank you.
Maybe walk us through, because you're super young. You've recently graduated, Mabruk. And,
Thank you.
Walk us through when you started working really, because you did that in parallel with education.
That is true. Yeah. So just a bit of an introduction. When I started working, I was in my second year of university. So I was studying. Obviously, it wasn't easy. It was very pressuring because obviously I had to, finish my classes, had to work, and then go back home and study. Imagine, I used to wake up every single morning at 9 a.m. Actually, no, at 8 a.m. Wake up, head to university, finish my classes at 12 p.m. And then right after that, so my job is literally right beside university. It's 10 minutes away. I used to go to university, finish my classes, and then head to my job and stay there for 9 hours, 10 hours. And I think before we start this podcast, I told you guys I'm very workaholic, extremely workaholic. I wouldn't mind staying at the office till 12 a.m. knowing for a fact that I have to go back home and actually do my assignments and do my other tasks. But I didn't mind, to be very honest. I think this has really leveraged many things, especially my personality. I can go to a meeting and sit there and actually explain my idea in a very, with the, personality plays a very big role. When you go to a meeting and you interview or you basically sit with a manager, obviously you're going to become a bit nervous, right? But with time, this has kind of decreased gradually throughout my experiences in many different sectors.
I think working as well, especially early, it probably helps you structure your thoughts.
Yeah.
Right? Because then not only are you, on a day-to-day basis doing assignments and learning from university, but applying that in the real world says to you, okay, this works and this doesn't work. And I should be thinking in this format almost.
Yeah, that is true. Yeah. And I think I should talk about this and say that I have lost friends because of that. And I didn't mind that. I did not mind losing my friends because of this. Because as I mentioned earlier, I'm very workaholic. People would call me, Rayana, let's go for a coffee or anything. And I'm like, guys, I have work. I need to finish my tasks. And I can't. I used to cancel plans every now and then. But here I am. I can say that this has really, really helped me a lot, develop my personality. And in many different ways, to be very honest. Yeah.
I just want to pull you back a little bit because you used to study and you used to work.
Yeah.
Did you find an imbalance where you felt that what I was learning in university was not what's being applied in the real world? Because that's something that I felt when I was studying communications. Because what I've studied was a very small part of what's being actually applied in the real world. So was that the case with you?
No, that is true. Yeah. Because in university, they teach you theories at the beginning. Okay, theories is really important, but in production, you have to literally look at the director and see what the director is doing. look at the art director and see what the art director is doing. This is production, you know? It's not just theories and books and you know, so I mean, we used to do productions. Like we used to go and film our own short films. But at the same time, no, I mean, I could say that I have learned, but I could say that the professional sector has taught me more than university. And I think this is your experience as well. Like it's about the real world experience, not just theories and books and, you know, like, you know, learning what directors used to say. It's just, you know, actually applying it in the real world. So, I mean, it's really important to actually apply things and learn. I used to, like, for instance, sometimes my first ever show, it was a show on Abu Dhabi TV. I was the guest producer. So I had to actually go get guests. You know, I used to go to Expo every day, go to each pavilion and talk to the people there to actually get someone's contact so I can interview them on that show. And the show is all about guests. And the main important role is me, obviously getting these guests. And it wasn't easy. It was literally the hardest thing ever to go get guests and basically give them a time slot and follow up with them. And at the same time, I'm studying. So you get what I mean? Like all of that is just, for me, it taught me a lot. And I'm still in contact with these people, the guests that have been interviewed on this show. I mean, no, it is really important to actually apply more than learn and read and, you know, educate yourself with these theories, because yeah, as I told you, it's real life application.
It's something that I felt when I just joined my first internship, because in university, we were taught a certain way of how to write a press release. It starts with an introduction, then you go this paragraph, this paragraph, this paragraph. So when I was given my first press release, that's exactly what I did. I'm like, da 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 da. And then my director calls me. He's like, I'll have a seat. I'm like, okay. He's like, good shot. Like, for a first try, not bad. He's like, but this is not how we write press releases at all. This is very 90s. Like, pick up the newspaper and figure out how to write a new press release. And the final version that went out, I had like probably one line in the final press release. And I'm like, 3 years of university, and yeah, it taught me nothing. But coming back to your whole balancing work and your education, it's quite impressive, because I cannot imagine doing that every single day. And you did that continuously for 3 years.
Yeah.
Did you switch your internships, or was it in a particular industry?
No, it was in this particular industry, production. So I stayed with that production house for 3 years. And then recently, like 6 months ago, I have joined BPG Group. So yeah.
Before because I want to touch upon this transition almost you did from production to PR, because I think that's very fascinating. But before that, I feel like you touched upon something that's super important, which people don't learn until they get out of university, which is relationships, right? Because yeah, the theories are important and understanding, you know, the technical aspects important, but what you did is go out and talk to people and schedule timings and follow up and maintain relationships that you have to this day, 4 years down the line, which means you learned that relationships are almost half the game when it comes to professional life,
true, yeah.
right? And I think that might serve you well, not only in production, but in terms of PR and in the future as well, especially in a city like this.
Yeah, no, definitely. I think we spoke yesterday on the phone call, and I told you what's really important in anything, even if you're an IT, you know, like IT is more of the technical work. But I believe networking is really important in anything you do. Trust me. If you know this person, go up to that person and take his or her number. Keep that communication like on a long term, because you don't know what happens. The world is very, very small, literally this small. You know, Al Walid, for instance, I told you, we were talking about Al Walid. Al Walid, I know him 3 years ago. And imagine, we met, we sat together, and then we exchanged numbers and everything. And we were talking about a project, because I wanted, he has an MC platform. I wanted a presenter. So I called Al Walid, do you know any presenter? Can you help me? And then he's like, yeah, I have a lot of MCs that are a great fit for this show. And then we met and we spoke, and then nothing really happened. Like after 3 years, Al Walid sends me a message. He was like, there are open vacancies at ABPG and I think you would be a great fit. So why not? So then I applied and imagine. So like, imagine how the world is very small. This is what I'm trying to say is that keep your networks, keep the people who you've spoken to and keep on talking to them. Even if you like send them happy birthday on their birthday, like on the day of their birthday. It is really important to actually keep that communication on a very long term.
100%. I feel like, and this is, you're right, in any industry, right? And it could serve you in ways that you don't even know today, but in 5 years or in 10 years, that could make a big change in your life. For example, like what happened with you. So now Al-Wali just texted you and he said, hey, I think you might be a great fit. And what's going through your mind? Why are you thinking PR might actually be a good fit?
I think looking at my personality, like you can tell, you can actually tell if that person will work in that industry or not. I was like, Rayana, you're still very young. You're 22 years old. Like,
Take a risk.
Take the risk. Why not? Why not? Like, what's going to happen? Losing your job? Okay. Lose my job. I'll look for something else. And I mean, I kept on like thinking, I sat there, I was like, Rayana, should I take the risk and do it? And my mom was like, I was talking to my mom. It's like, yeah, do it. Why not? I see you a great fit in this industry. I was like, okay. So I was in Lebanon, like I did the interview in Lebanon and they've interviewed me and then they were like, okay, you can, I've received a message, an email on the day that I have arrived to Dubai that you have been accepted. And then here is my decision to actually take that decision, take that risk. And I did take that risk. I'm like, Rayana, you can do it. I know you can do it. And here I am doing it.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Crazy. And so like 6 months down the line, what's that transition been like? What's your day-to-day looking like now that it's in PR instead?
Now PR, to be very honest, is not just about press releases. It's also about really attending events. And what I mean by that, and I think maybe we can discuss this because you're in the same field, is like actually going to each event. If you're invited to an event, go there, talk to people and grab their phone number. I would actually go up to, for instance, anyone and say, hey, I'm Rayana. Like I have to do this to anyone. Like literally, it doesn't matter who the person is. Hi, I'm Rayana. And you have to know who I am. I would go up there and I would tell them, can we, exchange numbers? I think there's we could maybe talk later for something else, for like a business opportunity. Not necessarily a business opportunity, but I would actually need to take their numbers, their contact numbers. I might, because as I mentioned earlier, the world is really small. Like you really don't know how will you ever see this person again. But you will definitely if like obviously, if it's meant to be, you will definitely see that person again. And as you mentioned, it's not just like obviously, yes, press releases and, disseminating press releases. And this is what I've learned in PR, like disseminating press releases, talking to media, inviting influencers. But it's not only about that. It's also about the long-term relationship and trying to maintain that.
I do agree with you on events because just recently we had Brazen's 10th birthday party and I was like, I want to be at the reception.
I've seen that, yeah.
It helped me a lot because I knew every person who was walking through, I knew their name and I knew where they were working. And I'm like, you know what? Whenever I want to connect with someone, I'm like, I'll go up and I'm like, I'll walk you to where you're supposed to be, I'll just take you to the event. And that gives me good 30 seconds to just be like, hi, I'm Ghazala, this is what I do. I love your work. Just talk to them for 30 seconds and then go back home, connect with them on LinkedIn, connect with them on Instagram. And that's just easy connection built, because if I was to go and look for them at the party, once they're in, it would be really difficult. So if people were like, don't you want to attend the party? I'm like, no. I'm very comfortable at the reception.
No, that's very smart. Yeah.
I'm like, I'm really
smart
comfortable here.
Yeah.
I want to know, because once they come in, we're like, what's your name? Like, where do you work? And I'm like, oh, there. Like, because the admin team was sticking them and I'm like, I'll walk that person in. So I do agree with you. And I made tons of connections just from one event than I would have made in, I don't know, 3 or 4 months of just scouting or going out.
No, but definitely what you've done is smart of you.
No problem. for someone outside of this industry, for example, like I didn't give you background, I just said hi to you.
Yeah.
But I'm in private equity, right? Which is really just investments and deal flow and buying companies out and selling companies. So our business relationships are clear cut. We know when we're sitting across from someone that we're going to negotiate with on a high stakes deal, right? For me, this looks like your social life is almost melding in with your professional life. Because then how do you separate someone who's a business contact versus a social contact? And then do these eventually turn into friendships, or is there still almost like a gray line that's a barrier?
It's good to, like, also with clients. Like me, I like your question. I love your question.
I do too.
Also
Thank
with
you.
clients, it's good to maintain a friendship, you
Mhm.
know. Okay, yeah, he's a client or she's a client, but at the same time, in a way or another, if there's this friendship zone,
Mhm.
it's really important. It is really important. You can't imagine when you treat that client as a friend, your life will become very easy. And, going back to your question, how to maintain the social life and the friendship and everything and the business. Obviously, these people, like, that when I meet someone, it's not just business, not just for business. It's also for other things. Like, for instance, I'll give an example. I had to do a show for Abu Dhabi TV. Okay. It was my first ever show, as I told you. The name of the show was Expo Hub, and we had to interview people from Expo. I had a friend that I knew 2 years ago. I called her because I know she works at Expo. I was like, hey, I know that you work at Expo. I've seen that on LinkedIn. Let's go for a coffee. And we went for a coffee. And she's like, I can help you. I can actually help you and get you a lot of guests because I work at Expo. And she gave me literally half of her contacts. And I went there. I'm like, I'm sorted. Khalas, I have all the contacts. So this is what I'm trying to say is try to maintain this friendship, and then business comes next. Business is not the first thing that you should think of. Yes, maybe it could be the second step, but you should maintain this friendship with anyone, even with a client.
That's a principle I look at personally as well, because I feel like you can only do business, and maybe perhaps not on a company or a corporate level, but personally, you can only do business with the kind of people you trust and you're amicable with or you like, right? And that lends itself to friendship. So yeah, you know how people say keep business away from friendship. Well, you got to be able to like the people you do business with, or it never works out. Right? And I think it starts with comfort. It starts with friendship.
True. Yeah.
Something that I've picked up when you were talking is that, and this might be a crazy question, but you have said time and over again that you just pick up the phone and call them. Where do you draw the line between calling somebody and texting? Because I've been told multiple times, they're like, no calls, just text me first and then pick up the call.
Yeah.
So what's your take on texting and calling?
I mean, some people are rude. It really depends on their background, to be very honest. Some people do not like to receive calls from random people who they do not know. But I mean, why not call? Like, what's going to happen if you actually pick up the phone and call that person? What would be like the least thing? Will they be rude? Okay, let them be rude and, like, shut the phone and whatever. But yeah, texting. I mean, I would first text that person, "Hi, I'm Rayana." If they do not answer, I would pick up the phone and, like, call them. They would actually know me because when I take their phone numbers, I would tell them that, I'll call you so you can save my number. And they would actually save my number as Rayana, like, whatever, BPG.
I like this tagline. I feel like, hi, I'm Rayana. I'm going to hear it somewhere else in a couple of years.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I have to, like, as I told you earlier, like, I like to go up to people and tell them, hey, I'm Rayana. Like, they have to know that I am Rayana.
The Rihanna. It's like the
Rihanna. Yeah, so yeah.
Awesome. I mean, and so I saw now that you were recognized as a rising star across all the branches of BPG, which I've learned recently there's quite a few of, right, across the GCC. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we're located here in Dubai. We're located in Saudi. We are located in Kuwait.
Oman, maybe.
In Qatar. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So as the rising star, what's next for you? And was this how did being almost recognized for this achievement, really feel?
First of all, when I got this good news, I was in a
Yeah.
meeting. We had a pitch, and then I have received like on like my WhatsApp, congratulations, you're the rising star. I'm like, I don't know what's happening. And my phone kept on like buzzing, 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 buzzing. Hey Rayana, congratulations, you're the rising star. And when the meeting was done, I opened my WhatsApp. I saw all these messages. This moment is like I was like really proud. I was really proud. I went back to the office. I'm like, I just want to see the recording. What really happened in the meeting? Because we usually do this town hall meeting every month or every 2 months. And there are a couple of, awards and honors. And I opened the recording. And the moment that I was like, I was just going back and replaying the whole video or the whole Zoom meeting. Because obviously we open like Zoom, like across the other regions, like the other branches in Saudi and Kuwait and UAE. I felt like, everything that I have done throughout the past 6 months have basically rewarded me. And like they have rewarded me in something huge, something big. And I would consider this as something really big. And this will actually motivate me to work harder in the upcoming few months and years for sure.
That's amazing.
It is big, yeah. And congratulations on that.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
I have a question and then a follow-up question. But the first one is, you're 6 months into the industry. Before you joined, what was your perspective or perception of the industry as such? And how has it changed since?
Of PR? Basically, I did an internship. I was 17 before joining university. It was at a PR agency. It's called TO PR. I don't know if you know the PR agency. I stayed there for 3 months and I hated PR. I'm like, what are we doing? Like, they used to tell me open a newspaper and get a number. It was the AVE. Get the number of each magazine and whatever. I used to open the presentation, look at the newspaper, look at they gave me like credentials for a website. I used to go to that website and just get the AV and that's it. This was my job. And I was like, literally for 4 months, I've been doing this. And they made me hate PR. I'm like, what is PR? Like,
Okay.
you're still new to the industry and they're making you do sorry for that word, but the most boring thing ever. I wanted to say another word, but
I know.
I'm like, no.
Yeah, I heard it.
And the most boring job. And I hated PR. I'm like, I'm not gonna even work in that industry.
That was just admin. That was not PR. I'm sorry.
That wasn't PR. No, that
was
wasn't
just admin
PR.
work.
Yeah, but they had to make use of me. So in order for them to make use of me, to get the AVEs of each magazine and whatever newspaper, yeah.
And since you've joined the industry, how has that changed?
It's different. It's actually different.
I would hope so.
No, I mean, it should be different. And I'm really enjoying it, to be very honest. Production was really hectic. It wasn't easy. Like, we used to stay up till like 5 a.m., 1 a.m. with the editors, editing an episode, or editing an ad or whatever. It's not easy, while working and studying. That wasn't easy at all. But I still do love storytelling. I love storytelling. I love content. I love, watching movies, watching TV series, taking these references. Maybe I could use them for something else. Like, I usually open Netflix and Shahid and watch any TV series, keep them in my, notes for later. This would actually help me a lot with like storytelling and content, because also PR, you have to grasp content as much as you can, not just on social media, but also on Netflix and the other platforms and the other OTT platforms. So PR is also about storytelling, not necessarily filming, but it is also about storytelling and really grasping what's really happening in the industry and checking out the recent news and the recent things that have been happening throughout these couple of years is really important for you to become a good PR professional.
I absolutely love that you brought creativity into this whole conversation, because that's something I wanted to ask. Where do you think UAE fits with in compared to rest of the world when it comes to creative PR campaigns. Because when you look at the world outside, they actually do a lot of creative stuff. But when it comes to UAE, I would say there's a imbalance over here. You see one or two that come out, which are really good, which really make the buzz, whereas 90% of them are just junk. It's just influencer campaigns or paid partnerships, which are just pushed in your face. They're not really creative. They're not really picked up organically.
Just in PR, or you mean in general?
In general, PR, advertising, branding, all of that.
I mean, in content creation and storytelling, you obviously take references, right? So everything has been like copied in a way or another. And it's not wrong. It's not wrong because these people have tried and they've succeeded. So why not take the same idea and do it in the Arab region? Why not? But maybe like tweak it a bit to make it yours in a way or another. But yeah, I mean, there's nothing wrong about it. But I kind of agree with you. Yes, like with storytelling and with what's happening at the moment. I think what we're lacking is basically script writers, like good script writers, because everything comes with idea and then later on the other things come in next. So it's all about idea. And then obviously then the producer would take that idea and then produce it, get the director, get the whole crew. And honestly, for me, we do have good script writers, but not the best script writers. You know, I met, I don't know if you know him, Edward Reichert. He's a scriptwriter. He wrote Now You See Me. Have you heard of Now You See Me? You've watched
I saw that as well yesterday. You were on a Zoom call with him or something like that.
Yeah, I was on a Zoom call. We were talking about, so he had an idea. He wanted me to pitch this idea here in the Arab region. And we're still in conversation. I'm still seeing how can I push it here in the Arab region because, you know, adapting a Western idea is not easy.
Do you want to pitch it here first? Live exclusive?
Why not? Why not?
The stage is all yours.
Pitch it here, pitch the idea. Oh no, I cannot.
Copyright's yours, don't worry.
I thought pitch it to pitch it to you guys behind the scenes, but not right now. No, I cannot. Sorry, because you know there's
copyright. No, I understand.
Yeah. I cannot. Yeah. But we're lacking script writers, but we do have good script writers, but not the best script writers or copywriters. So I think this is what we're lacking here in the Arab region.
So just on that part, maybe in the last 1 year, is there any campaign that stood out to you that you really liked?
Because I've seen a lot, so
okay.
I'm just trying to see which campaign stood out to me. Yeah, there was a campaign for Dove, I remember. Okay. I don't remember what the campaign was, but I do remember it was about self-empowerment. Yeah. Because it's on the spot.
It's on the spot.
Okay, I don't remember any ads.
No, I love watching ads.
I feel like you do. I feel like content creation is very close to your heart.
No, it is really close to my heart. Like I love, as I told you, I love like going back home and just watching movies.
Well, what are you watching right now? Like shows?
I'm watching Gossip Girls.
Okay.
I know it's...
Was it the OG or that HBO thing?
No, it's on Netflix.
Oh, the OG.
Yeah.
The only reason I know this is because I have an older sister.
Stop pushing it on her.
It is though.
I mean, a lot of shows, but I mean, deep down recently I'm watching this because I've watched...
I'm Lonely Boy from Brooklyn.
So going back to your question about recent ads that stood out.
The only reason I'm asking this is because I feel like over here, all that we see is, like even yesterday when we were driving back, I just saw this huge banner with Shah Rukh Khan and Amitabh Bachchan, and I'm like, another...
Oh, really? Where was that?
It was close to Financial Center.
Mm-hmm.
It's just that huge Eastern board. And I'm like, that's just another paid, you just threw money at a few big names and just got them on. Like there is no creativity. There is nothing over there. It's just two well-known faces and a brand. That's it. Like there is nothing unique. There is nothing that really stands out in this region. It's always been copy-pasted.
It's always direct ads.
Direct ads. And it's ad. Like I don't feel like watching them. Like just skip it.
Yeah. It's not coming in as a natural ads.
Which should. Like, that's like the whole point of AI being here now, that you think more, you create more, you actually hit those emotions, which are quite dead.
I like that you have touched upon
AI.
uh, AI and what's really happening in the region.
So,
How have you seen that affect the industry?
I mean, people are actually really depending on AI. Like literally, they would go on ChatGPT and tell ChatGPT, "Give me an idea." And I think ChatGPT won't give you the perfect idea. Like you have to. It's not wrong to use ChatGPT. It's like not wrong. Like you can go to ChatGPT but chat, like actually chat with him. Tell him, "I have this idea. Could you possibly improve it?" Maybe ChatGPT might give you a couple of ideas, but not depend on ChatGPT. Like people are actually depending on ChatGPT. I have seen this a lot. Like even producers, they would go to ChatGPT, tell ChatGPT, oh, ChatGPT, could you just give me an idea? I have a campaign. And it, I mean, no, like, no, you can actually tell if this idea has been done by ChatGPT or a person has done it.
do you use any tools within PR currently for AI tools?
Yeah, I use Midjourney. I use Leonardo AI for images, for presentations, and it's not wrong. Like
No, it's not wrong.
I have an AI tool that can create for me a board, a creative board. Why not? Like I could actually use that and not pay a person to do
I
it
think
for
the way
me.
I see it is AI helps you with execution. Like the grunt work you spoke about, okay, you had to pull out AVE numbers and stuff.
Yeah.
It helps you do the grunt work. Like
Yeah.
all the stuff you can do, but it's time consuming. Let AI do it. But that also frees you up to think. And if you outsource your thinking to AI and you tell it to give you ideas, that's when there's an imbalance. Because it's never going to generate something that's never done. It's literally on past data, right? That's the way AI works.
Yeah.
So for something to be creative or brand new, you're going to have to think about it.
And you'll have to feed it. You'll have to feed AI. Like tell AI, I want this idea. You have your own idea, but could you possibly improve it? If AI does not improve the idea, you talk to AI and tell AI, okay, I don't like the idea. Is there any possible way that you could suggest another idea? So you feed AI, not vice versa. But this is how we're perceiving AI. AI will feed you rather than you feeding it. So that's the misconception here.
I think that boils down to being lazy. That's procrastination.
Yeah, 100%.
That's just, I don't really want to do the work and this will get it done faster. And at a level that's the minimum acceptable level, which you shouldn't aspire to. You should be saying, hey, I want to raise the bar, not just meet standards, right? But in terms of AI, I feel like, and we've spoken to people from multiple industries and, we come from multiple different industries. And I've noticed that to use AI effectively, you also need to upskill yourself in some ways, right? To understand what kind of AI tools you should be using particular to your industry, and then B,
and the prompts as well.
And then B, how you should be using it, right? So do you think there's like a degree of, okay, you got to upskill yourself to teach yourself how to use AI?
Yeah,
or is
definitely.
it just...
No, it is really important to actually, like I used to open YouTube and try to learn how to get the information that I want from AI, like the prompts, as you mentioned. I used to go to Google and ask Google, could you give me prompts if I want this answer? And Google would actually give me specific prompts, because as I told you, you have to feed your AI tool, not vice versa. This is why AI tools are there. Also with, as I told you, AVE is like, you can actually, there are tools where you can get the AVEs easily through AI. So, I mean, AI is there is to help you, not
to do your work.
Exactly, not to do your work. So this is how we're perceiving AI. Like if I want to write a press release, I would go to AI and ask AI, ChatGPT to write a full press release. No, like you could actually tell if this press release has been written by AI or not.
Tala was shitting on us, don't worry.
Yeah, apparently, and between you and me and our entire audience, we reached out to Tala through a prompt, or I guess through a message generated by ChatGPT. And she said to us, I'm so sorry. She said to us that, she can always tell, and I'm sure you can always tell, as anyone can when it's ChatGPT generated. Apparently our prompt was really good, so she couldn't.
Oh, wow. Wow.
Yeah.
And I mean, I do have another question for you, and this is something that I've been asked quite a lot, and I've done my part when it comes to defending. And I'll tell you my train of thought right after this. People tell me that because you work in PR, you're just unethical. And I'm like, what does that mean? And I felt this once in my career. We had this brand come to us, and it was a hair care product. They claimed to be herbal. Okay. So we went back to the marketing team. We're like, we love it. We would like to go out with the fact that you're herbal. It's trending. It's what we want to, it's what people want, and it would be the right fit. And they're like, no, but we cannot say we're herbal. We're like, but that's what you told us. You're herbal. They're like, our herbal percentage is 0.5, which is why we use the word herbal essence. And we're like, nobody who picks up an ad is going to look at the fact that it's herbal essence and not just herbal. It's quite misleading. And that was the one time that I felt, I'm like, that's just unethical. So if you were asked, does working in PR automatically make you unethical? What would be your take? Because you do have some brands who come to you and you can't really always say no with such criteria. We're like, oh, if we phrase it a little better, people will know. We're not really lying. We're just phrasing a sentence in a different way and people should just pick up on it.
Being ethical is really important. Like I have learned this in university. I had like a course about ethics, like literally. Like we used to learn how to be ethical in media. There's a difference. So
I think I slept through that course.
So there's actually a difference. So for instance, when you open Instagram and you see these misleading news, obviously this is unethical. And people actually do believe these misleading news. But you have white lies and being unethical. What you just said is white lies, not being unethical. And being ethical is really important. But in a way or another, you could lie, but it could be a white lie. Why not? If this is going to help out, why not? You're not completely lying, like these misleading news that you find on Instagram every now and then, and people actually do believe these misleading news. You're creating a white lie, and this can help you get more, engagement, which is fine. Why not? Yeah.
I like that. I like that balance. I mean, for fear of sounding like a capitalistic cog almost, you have to find a balance between the clients that you represent and their, almost your monetary responsibility to them. And then, of course, the customers that could be consuming this product and their right to information. But if you act like a goody two shoes 24/7, you're never going to sell. And if you lie 24/7, your reputation is going to be bad. So there has to be a balance.
There has to be a balance, yeah, but you're not completely lying to people. It's just a very small white lie. Like, why not? You're not lying to people. You're just kind of using this to get you more engagement. There's no any issue in that. So I think there is a difference. With your example, you're not being unethical.
It's a white lie.
It's a white lie. It's a white lie, yeah. I do agree. It's a white lie. So,
but don't you think white lies are extremely common with us? Because just a few days ago, we had somebody from Monify on the seat here. And she was like, you guys, you send us press releases and all of them, you start with, we are one of the leading. She's like, if everybody's leading, who's actually leading and who's behind? Like, it's just lies upon lies upon lies because it's either one of the leading or the other key terms are now sustainable. We are extremely sustainable, but the percentage of sustainability within the company would be what? 0%, 10%. They're not exactly sustainable, but it's a buzzword that you definitely use because you want to be out there. So don't you think PR is just white lies at this point?
It is. To be very honest, yes. Like you're trying to sell, right? You're trying to sell your press release. Like you could say, we are the first, but then when you continue the sentence
in the region.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. So when you continue the sentence, it could be a white lie,
We're the first in Business Bay, Tower B.
Exactly.
We actually say that.
So yeah, why not? You're trying to sell. You're trying to sell your press release. Why not? I could lie as no. lie, but white. It's a white lie, as I mentioned earlier. So why not? I agree. No, you should lie, but it should be a white lie.
The "you should lie" is going to play on our Instagram.
No, don't put that. Don't put that. Let them continue the whole podcast.
That
Context is always important.
Yeah, context is always important. This is why, as I told you, misleading news, like people would take a snippet of an interview of a person who said something, but they wouldn't continue the whole clip just to get more views and more.
Yeah,
I mean, nowadays you could dub people's voices over. You could change what they're saying
with AI.
Yeah. So what's next for Rayana Masri? What is there a campaign you're looking forward to? Is there something on the horizon this year that you really are excited about?
I mean, a lot of things, not necessarily a campaign, but you shouldn't talk about yourself. But I think personally, I have gained a lot of experience throughout, you could say, 4 years. And I'm going to use these skills that I've learned in many different ways, not just campaigns. It could be in anything. Now I'm in PR. I was in production. Maybe I could combine these two skills and do something about this. Like I'm just thinking out loud. Why did I do all of this? Like, why did I go to production and then I have done a career shift in a way or another and go to PR? It's because I need these skills. I need these skills to actually help me in different ways later on. And I don't know what the world is holding for me. I have no idea. But I know for a fact, I want to become very successful. Inshallah, like hopefully. And I've worked really hard on myself to do something, not just to sit there behind the scenes. And as I told you, hey, I'm Rayana. Hopefully, inshallah, it will go.
I told you this is going to be a thing.
Yeah, inshallah. Like, why not?
Inshallah, soon.
Inshallah.
So we will watch out your space to see what you do next.
Inshallah.
If you could, and I'm only saying this because I feel like you're a movie buff. Yeah. If you could relate your life so far to a movie or TV show, which one would it be?
I love I don't know if you know her, but she's a Lebanese director. I always talk about her because I love her. Like, I adore this Lebanese director. And I think if I had the chance to direct my own movie, it would be something similar to her movie. The name of the movie is Kafar Nahum by Nadine Labaki. Have you heard of Nadine Labaki before? She's a Lebanese director. Going back, I come from Lebanon. And I think the reason why I have joined media is because I want to go up there and talk about Lebanon more. One day I will, inshallah. Like, if I have the chance to actually direct my own film, it will be something about Lebanon. And there isn't a specific character that I would resonate really well with, but it would be someone behind the scenes, which is Nadine Labaki. Like, not a movie character, but a director. So like, she is an actress, but she's behind the scenes more often. Like when she does a movie, she's behind the scenes, not in front of the screen. Now she's being in front of the screen. Now she's an actress. I mean, if you search her up, she's actually very well known here in the Arab region because she has done great in the industry. And the reason why is because she talks about us as Lebanese, and she kind of hits on these, small topics that can boom, just like how she did with her movie, which has been released a couple of years ago, Kafar Nahum. So yeah, I mean, hopefully one day I'll be there.
I really like that. I mean, a couple of my best friends are Lebanese, and every Lebanese person, I'd say, barring maybe a couple I've ever met, has had this indomitable spirit of nationalistic pride, right? This patriotic.
I'm very proud of Lebanese.
And explain that to me, because I have rarely met a nationality that is so in love with its culture and its faith, and rightly so. But say it's 5 years down the line, and you're directing your own movie. What do you want to tell the world about Lebanon?
A lot, a lot. I wasn't born in Lebanon. I was born and raised here in the UAE. So I don't know what it is to live in Lebanon. But I know for a fact that this country has went through a lot. A lot. To be very honest, when you go back to the history of Lebanon, when you talk to any Lebanese person, they should be very educated. And they are. Like, we know 3 languages. They're like literally very, very well educated. We love to learn a lot. And this is something in us. Like, I wouldn't mind, for instance, because as I told you, I have been recently nominated for the Marketing Society
scholarship,
the scholarship by my manager. So she nominated me. And I got really excited because I'm going to learn, you know? And it's something in our blood. I don't know. Like, if you go to any Lebanese person, they would tell you we love to learn new things. And we're like well spoken, like we can go up there and talk and actually talk. So going back to your question, if I had the chance to talk about Lebanon, I would actually say a lot, like a lot. And I mean, Lebanon has a very special place in my heart, even though I haven't lived in Lebanon before. And I don't know what it is to live in Lebanon. But I know for a fact if I see a Lebanese person, I would directly mingle with that person, like directly. Like, you know, when you say we're like a gang, we are a gang.
They're a mafia.
A mafia.
Yeah.
A mafia. But I mean, it's something in us. Why not? It's your like home country. Inshallah, one day when I, you know, have enough, when I'm financially fine, I wouldn't mind, you know, building this country again.
That's what I think a lot of people say from Lebanon, right? Because it's 2 things. It's they like to try new things. They always like to experiment.
Yeah.
And then they're survivors. Because I mean, there's a song as well.
We're survivors. That is true. Yeah.
What was the song? Beirut Ma bin Maut or something. There's a song that says Beirut will never die. I forget what and my friend used to play this quite a bit. And that's the thing. I think you know the name, but I can't remember it. And that's what I love the most about your culture, because it's no matter what happens, we're here and we're here to stay.
100%. Yeah. I mean, one day I might go back to Lebanon when financially and everything, Lebanon settles down. But I mean, it's your country at the end of the day. Like, I deserve to go back to my country and live there, right? Just like any other person. But it's not the right time at the moment because there are no opportunities there. People are like actually traveling to other countries to, you know,
make a living.
Make a living, obviously. But
that's right.
Yeah, but I mean, in a way or another, inshallah, one day I'll go back to Lebanon and live there and do something there.
Like that.
But obviously, for me, the UAE is my second home. My second home. I love the UAE because I have learned a lot. You know, like in Lebanon, they do have tools, they do have everything, but they don't have the technological advancements. They haven't seen what's really happening in here, for instance. I mean, every year the UAE is striving to be better and to be number 1. This is what I love about the UAE. You know? So inshallah, one day, hopefully.
But I feel like the UAE is an anomaly. Like I had the fortune of living in UK, Singapore, and France, 3 developed countries, right? None of which technologically or process-wise compared to this place. Because this place, like you said, continually and constantly tries to improve. And has this self-awareness. Like, you need to understand what's going wrong before you make it right.
Yeah, that is true. Yeah, so this is what makes the UAE very special and very unique, because they know what they're doing, you know, like they're thinking about the future, not just the present.
But in the context of, for example, what you're doing, PR, what do you think's next in the UAE and GCC in this region?
With PR?
In terms of trends, in terms of, you know, what's coming up. Is it still, like you said, like a copycat system from the West? Or are there, because I feel like now there's new ideas here and people actually innovate here instead of bringing something that exists from the West?
I mean, yeah, obviously, just like any other career, like it will advance eventually, right? PR or production or storytelling or whatever. What we're seeing right now, everything is on social media, as you know. So like people are creating trends and new things on social media. So this will definitely, I personally think what's happening right now with Gen Zs and our generation is all on this phone.
It is.
Like literally. There are a lot advancing on social media. And I think the future is all about social media. Not anymore on TV or newspapers or whatever. Like I think hopefully
dying.
inshallah, like newspapers would like, you know, khalas, like who actually opens a newspaper and reads a newspaper?
You know
Tell me, like who really?
My
opens a
granddad.
new-
Okay, relax.
Really?
My granddad.
Oh wow, okay.
Majid though.
Good.
No, I mean, the thing that's what scares me a little bit. That's what worries me, because I feel like in this day and age, it's important to have a personal brand. And I'm someone who's very old school. I have Instagram, but I don't really post a lot, right? So the kind of people who but are comfortable being off grid. Right? They have their friends, they have their family, they have a good life, but they don't like to be out there 24/7. And I worry about this. Maybe it's not true, but are the kind of people who might be left behind in this age. Because it is important for you to have a personal brand, no matter what kind of, almost bucket or industry that you sit into.
That is true, because last time I was in one of the sessions for the Marketing Society, and the person that was moderating the whole session was like, you should think of your personal brand before anything else. What that means is open LinkedIn and update your LinkedIn. Keep on updating your LinkedIn. Like keep on showing people what you're doing. It is really important. You know, when you open Google and search about me, Rayana, it's good to see something. It's good to open my LinkedIn and check out what I've been up to. Like I think I didn't update whatever is happening at the moment. Like for instance, Michelin, the other projects that I've handled across the past 6 months. But you should. Like it is really important to show people what you're doing. Not just the client, but also you. It's really important to have your own personal brand.
I get that. I think we might be running out of time.
Yeah,
they've thrown gang signs at that already.
Good.
I've gotten a few daggers shot at me through eyes. But it was lovely to have you on, Rayana. I hope to hear your tagline someplace
Inshallah,
very
inshallah.
soon. Inshallah.
Hey, Rayana.
Hey, I am Rayana.
Hey, I'm Rayana.
But yeah, thanks so much for coming.
Thank you so much, and hope to stay in touch with you.
Inshallah. Thank you so much. Thank you for having me, and pleasure meeting you guys. And hopefully, as I mentioned earlier, the world is very small. We might meet somewhere.
100%.